This week's Hooked on East Texas takes us to Lake Merval in Panola County. That's where a native plant restoration project is underway to show it's not the life of the lake, but the life in the lake that makes all the difference. It's what you don't see that's getting all the attention at Lake Merval. Missing is plant growth that made this Panola County lake a haven for bass anglers.
Lake Merval has been a destination for trophy bass fishing for a very long time.
Sammy Peace is Lake Merval board president and remembers how it used to be.
Our west end of the lake was just covered in hydrilla and lily pads, and all at once it's gone. So your bass, bait fish have nowhere to hide.
Since about 2016, after some salvinia treatments and so forth, along with some droughts and other things, we've lost quite a bit of vegetation on the lake, and so this is just an effort to restore that.
The effort is a native plant restoration project. The Habitat and Angler Access Program pays for it. A portion of fishing license sales funds HAP through grants from Texas Parks and Wildlife. The money pays for a native aquatic plant nursery built on the lake's shoreline.
We have 12 tanks here that we're trying to grow native vegetation in order to establish it in the lake.
The plants grown in these tanks are taken out to a handful of grow cages near the shoreline. We rode along to check the progress and got our hands dirty helping transfer plants from the nursery to the lake.
We are going to pretty much pull this whole root mat off, separate a little bit of the natural sediment, and then just drop this whole thing in there.
The project started 4 years ago. Sammy Peace was part of the first plantings, captured here by our newspaper partner, the Panola Watchman. Now, of course, it's going to be really heavy. The first plants established are considered founding colonies. The hope is these plants thrive and expand. Biologists and technicians are planting several kinds of vegetation.
Our goal here is to have a diverse community of aquatic plants, not just emergent or floating or one or the other, but to have across the board several species of each type that do well on Lake Merval.
This is one of the vegetation cages we're checking today. This has pickerel weed in it, and the fencing is around it to keep turtles and other things that would eat this vegetation. It keeps them out. And it's working. Look at these cages where pickerel weed is thriving. Evidence the project is moving in the right direction. I just pulled all this pickerel weed out of that vegetation cage. They're going to take this back to the nursery on the shoreline of Lake Merval, and then this will be their broodstock to grow other plants. Back on shore, we take pooled plants and put in new pots. Later this year, TPWD and volunteers will plant these in more areas of the lakeshore. The ultimate goal is to restore 25 to 40% of the shoreline with plants.
So that would be the ultimate goal, is to get to that number. We are not there yet, and it might be a time, and really we're not going to be able to get to that, even a 25, even maybe a 10% mark, just on our planting efforts alone.
Biologists are hopeful plants already in the lake spread naturally. But this effort is a step in the habitat restoration's right direction.
We have a good prey base here. As we improve the habitat, the prey base will improve along with it. So it should be a perfect mix of everything that we have here to keep this well-known trophy bass fishery going.
This project is, of course, weather dependent. We'll check with Texas Parks and Wildlife and the Lake Merval Board later this year to see how the restoration efforts are going.